It all started on what was supposed to be a peaceful family dinner. I had built my empire from the ground up, turning one small idea into a fortune worth over $700 billion. For years, I believed my husband's family was proud of me, supportive of my hard work, and genuinely happy for our success. But that night, everything changed. With everyone gathered around the table, their smiles faded into serious stares. And then came the demand I never saw coming. They wanted half of everything I had built. At first I thought it was a joke, maybe even a misunderstanding. But the way they looked at me told me they meant every single word. Suddenly, I felt the room grow heavier, like the air itself was pressing down on me. Questions raced through my mind. Was this about money, jealousy, or something deeper? And most of all, how could the people I considered family turn on me like this? What followed was a battle that no one expected, a test of loyalty, trust, and hidden truths that would shake every relationship to its core. I had no idea then that the choice I made next would shatter everyone's expectations forever. I sat there frozen, trying to make sense of what I had just heard. For years, I had opened my heart to my husband's family. I helped with their businesses when they struggled, paid for medical bills, even invested in their ideas that never worked out. I thought generosity would bring us closer, but now it seemed it had only made them believe they were entitled to more. The words "half of your empire" kept echoing in my head like a warning I couldn't ignore. My husband's face gave nothing away. He didn't speak, didn't defend me, didn't even try to calm the room. That silence cut deeper than the demand itself. Did he know they were planning this? Or was he just as shocked as I was? I searched his eyes, but all I found was a wall I couldn't see through. As the night dragged on, the tension grew thicker. His mother leaned forward, her voice steady but sharp, insisting that family deserves a fair share. My mind kept circling back to one haunting thought: what did they mean by fair? This wasn't just about money. It was about power, control, and something I wasn't fully seeing yet. And deep down, I knew their demand was only the beginning of something far darker. The days after that dinner felt like living in a storm I couldn't escape. Every phone call, every message from my husband's family carried the same heavy reminder: they weren't letting this go. They spoke about my empire as if it was already theirs, as if the years of sacrifice, sleepless nights, and impossible choices had never happened. It wasn't just money to me. It was my life's work, my identity, my proof that nothing was ever handed to me. Meanwhile, I couldn't ignore the distance growing between me and my husband. He avoided conversations, slipping away whenever I tried to talk about what had happened. The silence between us was louder than any argument. I began to wonder if he was caught in the middle, or if he had already chosen a side. That question haunted me more than anything his family had said. Then came whispers I wasn't prepared for. A trusted friend hinted that someone inside my own company might be feeding information to them. Suddenly, every face around me looked different: partners, advisors, even old friends. Who could I trust when my empire itself felt like it was under siege? And as the pressure mounted, I realized the battle ahead wasn't just about protecting wealth, it was about protecting the truth. Every step I took felt like walking deeper into a maze with no clear way out. The demands from my husband's family grew bolder, almost threatening in tone, and the silence from him only made the cracks in our marriage wider. I could feel the walls closing in my empire. The very thing I had poured my soul into was now at the center of a war I never asked for. Board meetings turned tense, as rumors spread that a hostile takeover was being planned. The idea seemed impossible at first, but then I noticed small details: documents missing from my office, confidential discussions somehow reaching the wrong ears. Each clue pointed to betrayal, but the trail always led back to someone close. I couldn't tell if the traitor was inside my company or inside my own home. The breaking point came one night when I discovered a series of financial transfers linking directly back to a family member I had once trusted completely. My heart pounded as I pieced together the puzzle, realizing this wasn't just grit, it was strategy. They weren't waiting for me to give them half. They were trying to take it. And just when I thought I understood their game, something even bigger surfaced, something that could change everything forever. Just when I thought I had uncovered their plan, another twist caught me completely off guard. While digging deeper into those financial transfers, I discovered an account that didn't belong to my husband's family at all. The trail led to a hidden partnership. Someone outside the family was working with them, and not just anyone, but a powerful investor who had once begged to be part of my empire and walked away furious when I refused. Suddenly, the pieces fit together in a terrifying way. This wasn't just about dividing wealth, it was about dismantling everything I had built from the inside out. The revelation shook me to my core. If they had aligned with someone that resourceful, it meant the battle was bigger than I imagined. My empire wasn't just vulnerable, it was already under attack. The betrayal cut deeper because it was both personal and professional, leaving me surrounded by shadows I couldn't trust. Even worse, my husband's behavior started to make sense in a way I didn't want to admit. His silence, his distance, was it guilt or fear? Every look he gave me felt heavier, as if he knew more than he was saying, and in that moment, I realized the greatest danger wasn't just losing my fortune, it might be discovering the truth about the man I thought I knew best. The truth finally came crashing down in a single night that I will never forget. I confronted my husband with the evidence, the financial transfers, and the hidden partnership that tied his family to the investor. For a moment, he tried to deny it, but his eyes betrayed him before his words did. The silence that once felt confusing now made sense. He had known everything all along. He wasn't caught in the middle. He was part of the plan. My heart shattered as he admitted the truth. His family believed my empire should belong to them, and he had agreed to help secure it in exchange for control once it was divided. The betrayal was deeper than money, yet was love, trust, and years of building a life together torn apart in one confession. I felt both broken and strangely calm as the weight of it settled in. But then came the twist no one expected. While they had been plotting to take my empire, I had been quietly preparing for war. Every contract, every share, every piece of my company was protected under a clause only I controlled. The moment they tried to claim it, everything reverted back to me alone. Their scheme collapsed in an instant, but the real shock was what came next. Instead of anger, I looked at my husband one last time and told him the empire they wanted was no longer the center of my life. The true power was walking away, free, with everything they could never take my future. When I walked away from that chapter of my life, I felt a freedom I hadn't known in years. My empire was safe, but more importantly, my heart was no longer chained to people who saw me only as a fortune. The betrayal had left scars, yet it also gave me clarity. Family, I realized, isn't defined by blood or shared names. It's defined by loyalty, respect, and love that doesn't come with conditions. My husband's silence had once broken me, but now it gave me strength. I knew the truth, and with it, the power to start again on my own terms. His family, who once believed they could control my destiny, were left with nothing but the weight of their own greed. The investor who tried to dismantle my empire was exposed and lost credibility in the business world. Justice had a way of finding them without me lifting another finger. What I carried forward was not bitterness, but lessons. Wealth can be built, lost, and rebuilt again, but trust and loyalty are priceless. My $700 billion empire was never the real treasure, it was my resilience. And as I closed that chapter, I stepped into the future knowing that no one could ever take that away from me.